He is the executive director at Honest Elections Project. His name is Jason Sneed. Arkansas has finally done the right thing. I shouldn't say finally. It's one of the only 16 to have done it so far. The rest should follow suit, and they have banned rank choice voting. Jason Sneed joins us now. Hey, Jason.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, a lot of people don't understand this. They don't even know what rank choice voting is. They're still very confused by it.
Well, that's right. Ranked choice voting is a fundamentally different kind of election system, one where instead of voting for a single candidate in a race, the person you want to win, you're asked to rank numerous candidates, and then a winner is manufactured. And ranked choice voting claims that it's finding a majority winner within a particular community. But, of course, if that was true, you wouldn't have to go through this convoluted scheme. You would just have a majority of people vote for a particular person.
Yeah.
So what it does is it identifies the losing candidate, the person who got the fewest first-place votes, eliminates that person, and then redistributes all of the votes cast for that candidate to each voter's next highest pick. And it does this over and over again, rinse, wash, repeat, until, again, it manufactures that artificial majority.
Which is complete bullcrap, because I didn't vote for that other person. So how dare you take my vote and put it on somebody else?
Well, that's right. I mean, what you're actually doing here is shifting votes to people's second or third highest pick, and that's how candidates win elections. So you actually wind up with an inflated majority. Winners can go from winning 25% of a town or city's first-place votes to claiming a 60% majority. That actually happened in Arlington County when they first used this a couple of years ago for county board seats. So it's all a scheme that's really ultimately designed to push politics to the left. But, of course, they can't say that because they want people on the right to support ranked choice voting. So what they say is this is all about finding majority winners and making politics nicer. But, of course, none of the data says any of that's true.
All right. And so the ones who do support this are mostly on the left. We've said that. He said it and made it clear. But why do they support it? Do they think if the three who got the least votes, that will then pump up the second candidate above the one who actually got the most votes at number one if you were just regular voting, and they could win elections by cheating?
Well, it certainly with ranked choice voting is easier to cheat away with it. It's also easier for mistakes to happen while you're tabulating votes and they don't get caught. And believe it or not, that almost happened in Oakland, California just a couple of years ago when a mistake was made by tabulators and it shifted the results of every single race. And in one particular race, it actually changed the outcome. And believe it or not, the results of that election were certified. A winner was declared. And then 2 months later, outside auditors came in who had expertise in ranked choice voting and detected the error. And it took 2 more weeks and eventually, or 2 more months, and eventually a lawsuit to figure out who the actual winner was and get him seated. So there's all sorts of problems with ranked choice voting. But then, of course, the political skew is real. If you look at the results in Maine when they switched to ranked choice voting, a Republican congressman got more first-place votes but lost his seat to a Democrat as they started to do that shifting of votes that I mentioned earlier as you're recalculating the results. And in Alaska, a seat which hadn't seen a Democrat sent to Congress in 50 years, one was elected the first time that they used ranked choice voting, even though 60% of the state had voted for Republican candidates. So there is a clear series of problems, and this certainly seems to demonstrate why the left is supporting this so much, because it does have the effect of shifting politics to the left.
Where did this come from? I mean, my entire life, it's you vote or you take a test. I mean, even in a multiple choice test, you don't rank which answer you think might be the most right. You have to pick an answer. So where did this come from?
Well, so this is an idea that actually dates back over a century ago, the idea that you could use ranked choice voting to improve elections. It's actually been tried in a number of cities here in the United States, again, in the early 20th century. So we're talking about elections that were conducted over 100 years ago. And yet by the 1940s, every single one of those major cities had abandoned ranked choice voting. So now there's just no living memory of ranked choice voting ever having been used. So what has the left done, like they do with so many other things? They claim this is a new idea, when in fact it's actually a very old idea that has been tried, that has failed, and that has been abandoned by essentially every institution, every city in the United States that has used it, but they're still trying to push it right now. And guess what? History is repeating itself. Yeah. There is a much-touted pilot program in Utah where they are trying to show how ranked choice voting can be successful even in red states. And at the height of that pilot program, they recruited about 24 cities to try ranked choice voting. And what do you know? Half of those cities walked away before the pilot program was complete, saying that it was confusing voters and that its promises of nicer politics and financial savings never materialized. And guess what the Utah legislature did this year? They decided to allow that entire pilot program to sunset and end at the end of 2025. Yeah. So once again, history is repeating itself, and places that are trying ranked choice voting are walking away.
Well, and I'm not surprised with Governor Huckabee Sanders, who obviously made a name for herself in the White House as a spokesperson, but then ran for governor. It's Mike's girl. So she went down and just kind of blew everybody away in the election, and she has seen fit to just say, we're not doing this in Arkansas. Let's ban it.
Well, that's right. And she has actually signed the 16th ranked choice voting ban into law. And just so that folks can understand the perspective here, you've got 2 states that are using ranked choice voting in state elections right now, and you've got 16 that have banned it, plus 6 more that voted it down on the ballot last November, when you had about $100 million spent to expand ranked choice voting through ballot measures, and states as wildly disparate as Montana and Idaho and Colorado and Nevada all voted down ranked choice voting. So at this point, about half the country in terms of states have rejected RCV, but they're still trying. And in fact, there's a ballot measure campaign that's just getting off the ground in Michigan right now to try to bring ranked choice voting and potentially an even more convoluted version of ranked choice voting to Michigan elections.
I'm so shocked. Michigan, the leader of weird, followed closely by Illinois. I look at this and I can't believe that it's even an option or it's even a consideration, but we have some desperate people out there. I think we have a level of confidence in our elections that is causing a lot of people to not vote, period. So if we could do away with these crazy, as you said, convoluted ways of voting, more people will understand that the right person is going to win elections. They can stop yelling cheater, and then we can just get on with our lives.
Well, that's right. I mean, that's why our motto is keep it easy to vote and hard to cheat. People deserve to have an election system they can trust. They deserve to have an election system that generates outcomes that they can understand. And frankly, ranked choice voting, with its whole scheme of redistributing votes and declaring winners based on people's second and third highest picks, doesn't deliver any of that. And here's another thing it'll do. It'll lead to delays. We get frustrated watching California spend weeks counting votes. That's going to be the new norm with ranked choice voting if they eventually succeed. So right now, the anti-RCV campaign is pushing ahead full steam, full speed, but the job is not done until it's done. And if we take our foot off the gas right now, then what is the left going to do? They're going to do exactly what they're already doing as we speak. They're going to shift back to local races. They're going to try to get ranked choice voting normalized in our cities, and then they're going to try again to bring it statewide, or they're going to lobby legislatures. We're seeing all of this around the country. We're beating them, but we're not done until we're done, and that means every state should be banning ranked choice voting.
And soon, because only 16 of them so far, that's not enough. We need to put the foot on the gas. He's Jason Sneed, Executive Director, Honest Elections Project. Where do they learn more, sir?
You can go to our website, honestyelections.org, or follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Honesty Elections for all the latest news.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.